So, North Mallory Street on my 2018 Indian Chieftain base model. Ticket price was $22,000. I paid $18,000 for it. I paid $18,000 for this motorcycle. I exchanged my 2018 Indian Scout for it, which I'd had for about 6 months. This Indian Chieftain with the 100-watt speakers that I just turned off in the headdress, or the fairing at the front, handlebar mounted fairing. Very comfortable motorcycle. Has around about 90 horsepower, 120 foot-pounds of torque. Nice big fat tire, 4 inches of rear suspension travel. I have the engine bars up front because first week I had it, it fell over and I couldn't pick it up. But now if it falls over I will be able to pick it up because the angle won't be so extreme as it's laying down. I have the engine bars at the back. I have a driver's backrest, which makes it extremely comfortable to drive. The standard seat is relatively comfortable. I sat on it for 3 hours at a time. It got a bit painful after 3 hours. The windscreen I have up in front is not the standard windscreen, it's the extended one with the lip, so it pushes the air over my head. What else have I done? I think that's about it. Oh yes, I have some heat deflectors down by my thighs because I noticed in very warm weather the heat that comes up between my legs is pretty fucking horrendous. I think fucking horrendous is the operative word. Here in Virginia it gets pretty damn hot, and when you're stood in traffic the heat that comes up between from the engine, especially the rear cylinder, is pretty bad in traffic. The 2019 models have addressed this issue a little bit by having the rear cylinder shut down when you stood still in traffic. I imagine it will help a little bit, but I can't see as that being the total solution. It's one of the problems when you're having an air-cooled engine. They get hot. I would never ride this motorcycle in shorts because that heat, even in a cool day like today, is pretty bad. You see I have a camera mounted on the mirror stem. Seems to be the best place for it. It's pointed at me. I know you can't see my lips moving, but you should be able to hear me. And I have what have I done? Yes, I've put a different microphone and microphone adapter lead on the Ghost X to see if it changes the sound, because the sound I was getting a lot of interference with the sound. Hopefully those two things have helped. Well, we'll see when we get home. I was going out over to Norfolk today, but as I got to the 64, there was stopped traffic on the bridge, and that's almost 2 miles from the tunnel. So if it stopped there, you know it's a 20-25 minute wait to get into the tunnel, and that is absolutely no fun in a car or on a motorcycle. Ooh, big hole. Alright, to go home I could go straight ahead here, or I could turn to the right, but I'm going to go the long way, which is turning to the right. Ride quality of this motorcycle, I have 10 psi in the rear air shock. For my weight it says I should have 0, but I found that the 10 psi makes the ride perfect. I think the rear forks, the front forks could do with a little bit of extra dampening too, but it's not too bad. The rear shock is a monoshock. It's in the center of the bike. It's air dampened. You add or subtract air depending on the load you're carrying. For a rider who's rider plus load of under 200 pounds, it's no pressure, but I put it to the pressure for rider and load of 225 pounds, which is 10 psi, which works well for my riding. It makes some of the bumps a little hard, but I feel it gives the rear wheel better traction and better contact to the ground. And it's all about how I feel about the ride. I feel that the screen in front of me, this 5-inch screen, is a bit of a gimmick. I like it, but it is a bit of a gimmick. The sound test of the Drift Ghost X and new microphone and microphone adapter seem to have worked out alright. There seems to be less noise interference, so we'll have to try it at speed, or higher speeds anyway, or motorway speeds. So that's it for today, and we'll talk to you guys some other time.